Hello, I'm Mary Waring. I'm a Chartered Financial Planner with Informed Choice, specialise in giving advice to women, and particularly women going through a divorce. Now, my strapline, you may have heard it on some of my other videos, is "A man is not a financial plan." And that's because I really do believe that all women, whether married, single or divorced, need to take financial responsibility. But to take responsibility, you need to understand a few of the basics. So what I want to talk to you today about, what are the options that are available to you when you stop working. So regardless of what age that is, what are you going to rely on for income when you're no longer earning? Option one, you can rely on the state. Now, that's not a great plan to have. A lot of people end up with this option, not necessarily because they've planned for it, but because they haven't planned for anything else. Now, as a female, what you need to be aware of is that you need to have worked and paid national insurance for 30 years to be eligible for a full state pension. So for a female who's spent time at home looking after the family, female who's maybe spent time looking after elderly relatives, potentially you might not have done your 30 years of national insurance. But actually, even if you have worked for 30 years, the full state pension is currently about £107 a week, so roughly £466 a month. It's not a huge sum. If you think of what you're going to have to spend money on, you're going to have to pay for all your utilities. Now, we all know how expensive gas, electricity, water is. You're going to have to pay for your food, because you obviously still eat when you stop working. And at that stage, you're going to end up with an awful lot more free time. So you may be paying for your leisure pursuits. Maybe you'll join a golf club. You might want extra holidays. You might want to treat children and grandchildren to days out. So I think it becomes quite obvious that on £466 a month, well, let's face it, you ain't going to be having much of a knees up. So option one is not a good option. Make sure you plan for something else. Option two, you can rely on your husband, partner, whatever term you want to use. Now, a lot of couples do this. They have one pot of money which is designed to be for the two of them when they retire. But actually, if you do, you must make sure there's enough money in that pot for both of you. I've lost count of the number of females who've said to me, well, I don't have a pension myself, but it's okay because we're relying on my husband's pension when we retire. And actually, when you look at hubby's pension, there's not enough money in there for one, let alone two. So although in theory it's a sensible enough idea, make sure that you are reviewing it regularly. Now, option three is my favourite, because one of my sayings is, if you want a job done properly, do it yourself. So what that means is, take responsibility yourself and get on and do it. For anyone who was a fan of the Spice Girls, it's a bit of girl power. Now, some of the other videos coming up are going to start explaining to you how you can get on and do things yourself. But for anyone who just wants some help now, please do contact me either by phone or email. The initial meeting is done at my expense and there's no obligation on your part. It's an opportunity for me to understand what it is you want, what your goals and priorities are, and for you to understand what it is I can do to help you. So please do get on the phone and speak to me, and until we do, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.